So I recently finished binging your boy KongMing, and holy shit, I should have started it when it aired in the spring of 2022. To be fair, I've been wanting to talk about this show since August of last year, but I'm a lazy bitch, so here we are. Paripikome, or the outright superior name, your boy KongMing, is a show about the great Chinese tactician Zhuge Lian, or courtesy name KongMing, who dies of a deadly illness and is isekai'd in the modern-day Shibuya, Japan. He then stumbles into a girl named Eiko, who upon witnessing her sing on stage becomes enthralled with her talent as a singer. I have to admit, she is absolutely fantastic. Her singing voice is courtesy of 96 Neko, who does a fantastic job. Quick little side note, I will be giving a rough summary of the plot since I don't want to give too much away as far as spoilers are concerned. More about the premise. After hearing Eiko sing while playing her guitar, KongMing yet again is enthralled by the songstress. Fast forward a little bit later, he decides to become her manager and vows to do whatever it takes to achieve world peace through the beauty of her music. Actually, he just wants her music to be recognized by the world. Don't know where world peace came from, but too late. Not re-recording. And now back to the video. That is basically the entire premise of the show, and it's so goddamn weird that it just fucking works. There's also hip-hop, of all things, incorporated into the show, which I'll get into momentarily. My first point, however, has to be the music. So, I'm pretty dumb when it comes to identifying different kinds of music, but I am a proud music consumer. If I hear something catchy, I'll like it. I'm not very hard to please when it comes to music. Except if you put on some mumble rap. Get that out of my face. Moving on, the opening, for example, was stuck in my head for weeks on end, and I just couldn't stop blurting out. Damn, that song is just so goddamn catchy and smooth. Anyways, we see all kinds of different music, from EDM to J-pop to some punk rock and of course, hip-hop. Again, I'll touch on that a little bit later. Let's start off with the titular character himself, KongMing. KongMing is a bit of a boomer in the first episode, which is understandable given his situation. However, he quickly understands how things in the modern era work as the show progresses. I have to comment that I find it so hilarious and adorable how he keeps asking Eiko some rapid-fire questions about every little thing. I don't know, it's just so fucking adorable. As a tactician, KongMing is naturally a gigabrain, coming up with some pretty five-head strategies to help Eiko gain a massive following in the music industry. All of the methods employed by KongMing have some connection to their historical counterparts. You might be asking yourself, how does hip-hop fit into this? The answer is, I don't fucking know. However, what solidifies KongMing as my favorite character in the show was the fucking rap battle he has against Kabe Taijin. Who the hell is Kabe Taijin? Well, allow me to explain. Kabe Taijin is a notorious underground freestyle rapper who is basically the Eminem of this show and is contacted by KongMing to perform alongside Eiko. He initially refuses but is later persuaded to battle KongMing at BB Lounge, the club that Eiko works at. If he wins, KongMing will grant him any wish, but should he lose, he must accept his proposal of performing alongside Eiko. Honestly, I really relate to Kabe Taijin a lot, mainly because all of the scribblings we see him do in the show as a form of practice, well, it's embarrassing to admit, but I used to do it as well, thinking up of the sickest rhymes, and at the time, I thought they were pretty cool. Also, he's a fan of Tupac, as seen in this shot of his room. I know it says 3Pac for the sake of copyright, but the point is, he gets instant respect from me in my book. He's easily my second favorite character in the whole show. Moving on to the second main character, Eiko Tsukimi, also goes by her stage name, Eiko. How creative. Moving on, Eiko is a young artist looking to get her name out. Her first meeting with KongMing was hilarious enough as far as first encounters go, and throughout the whole show, the interactions between them serve as both comedic relief and the progression of trust and respect for one another. As the show goes on, Eiko begins to trust and confide more and more in KongMing since, despite his eccentricity, he manages to help her time and time again. Her motivations for wanting to become a singer are as simple as any aspiring artist. She was inspired by another artist so much that she wanted to pursue a career in music and spread her name worldwide. Funny enough, I also wanted to pursue a career in music because I felt so intensely passionate about it, but that didn't work out, did it? Instead, I'm here talking about an excellent reverse isekai anime. Also, there is a point in her backstory that is surprisingly dark, and when I saw it, I was like,
that escalated quickly.
I won't spoil it, but goddamn, I did not expect that from the show. So to conclude on a happier note, this was a breath of fresh air since there aren't that many reverse isekai anime to begin with. The Devil is a part-timer is the only one that comes straight to my mind. Overlord is another exception, kinda, because it puts a twist on the isekai angle, the protagonist also being the main villain of the show, and that works well for that show. My point is, it's a nice break from the usual shitty isekai that are just pumped out left and right with characters that are just so boring, bland, and most of the time self-insert, which is just so inexcusably lazy. But not here. Here, every single character is interesting. Hell, even the supposed main antagonist, he was a dickhead at first. But then I found myself relating to this dickhead. If you've seen the show, you'll know what I mean. We also get a real sense of how harsh the music industry is, which draws some real-world parallels with the millions of young and eager artists and bands looking to make a name for themselves. And maybe it's just a me thing, it might be, who knows, but I love music. And I guess this was just the perfect show for me. Like I said in the beginning, I've really been meaning to watch KongMing, but I never made time for it, which is on me, of course. When I finally got around to it, I finished it in about 2 days, which I don't usually do anymore, at least not since the beginning of the pandemic. It's rare. Does anyone else remember when they were able to finish 12 episodes in like a day? Anyways, I'm rambling. The point is, this is an outstanding show, and if you are really into music and want something different out of the isekai genre, then this might be for you. And hey, if you like the Three Kingdoms, then kudos, you might actually get more satisfaction from the historical references than I did. I'm still trying to figure out why I made this video or why I wrote this half-ass script. I guess I just wanted my thoughts to be known and at least somewhat documented so I can look back and say, oh yeah, that's what I said about that one thing. I basically just admitted that this is more for me than it is for you. Anyway, thank you for indulging me. Please feel free to expand upon my thoughts, or if you have your own opinions about the show, if you love it, if you hate it, whatever. I'd really like to hear them, so be sure to leave those comments below, and hey, subscribe if you like how different this video is from the usual content that I produce. I don't know how often I'll do these kinds of videos, but I guess we'll find out together in the future. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.